What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another one. If you're new to the channel, I'm Gold Pony. I typically do new car, truck, and SUV reviews on YouTube, doing something a little bit different today. Today's video is going to be my top 10 list of best cars you can get for under $10,000. And so my personal requirements for a best car in that particular price range, for one, it's going to be something reliable. Because at a price range of under $10,000, that's definitely something you're going to want to look for. Second criteria on my list is going to be something that's actually fun to drive. In my opinion, you have to have a car that's somewhat enjoyable for yourself. So in the end, this particular list is going to be great perhaps for a first-time vehicle buyer, or maybe you're a student in school, or maybe you just want to save some of your money and put it towards other things like going on 10 vacations a year. And so having said all of that, what do you guys say? Let's just go ahead and get started with number 10 on the list. And so to start out, coming in at number 10 on my list being a car that I've previously owned myself, being the Infiniti G35 and actually G37 coupe as well. And so Consumer Reports gives both of these vehicles a well above average reliability rating, which is the very highest designation by Consumer Reports. And again, I've personally owned a G35 coupe and I've absolutely loved it. And so when it comes to the engine setup, you're either going to get a 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 or 3.7 liter, hence the names of the cars there. 275 horsepower for the 3.5 liter, 325 horsepower for the 3.7 liter. Power is either going to be sent to rear wheels, which comes standard on the 3.5 liter, or rear wheels or all wheels. All-wheel drive is actually optional for the 3.7 liter. And essentially, this is a great drift car as well if you're into that kind of thing. I used to drift my G35 quite often. Power is going to be sent to the ground through either a 6-speed manual or an automatic. And as far as the pricing and mileage goes on these, you can expect to find either of them coming in at 60,000 to 80,000 miles for under $10,000 there. Then coming in at number 9 on my list, a very similar vehicle being the Nissan 350Z. Once again, well above average reliability by Consumer Reports. Essentially, again, the same car as the Infiniti G35 that I used to have, just in Nissan form. 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6 is the power plant, producing 306 horsepower, sent to only the rear wheels. And again, this is a legendary drift car. They were everywhere in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Power sent to the ground through a 6-speed manual or a 5-speed automatic, although I would recommend the 6-speed manual for the 350Z at least. And you can expect to find these with around 40 to 60,000 miles coming in at under $10,000. That's a heck of a deal for this one. Then number 8 on my list being the Honda Fit. Well above average reliability, really near perfect reliability. So that's excellent. And although it doesn't have as much power as the 350Z and G35, it is still a very fun car to drive with the magic seat in the second row. If you guys don't know what that is, it kind of flips up like a pickup truck if you wanted to put it up that way at least. And then it flips back down if you have rear passengers, of course. But power is going to be made from a 1.5 liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder, 128 horsepower being sent to the front wheels. They are very inexpensive to maintain as well. Again, it feels like a go-kart really. I've driven and reviewed plenty of them at this point. Power is sent to the ground through a 6-speed manual or a CVT. Again, I have to go with the 6-speed manual on this one. But here's the best part about the Honda Fit. They're still fun to drive, but you can actually find them with only 10 to 20,000 miles on them for under $9,000. That is crazy considering the Honda Fit is typically going to last you over 200,000 miles because that's how reliable it is. But only 10 to 20,000 miles for under $9,000. That's definitely got to be on my top 10 list in this one. Coming in at number 7, we're going to switch it up and go with Subaru Crosstrek. Well above average reliability according to Consumer Reports, and I really wanted to put the WRX on this list, honestly, you guys. I did, but it does not have good reliability, and I had to include that on this list because that's important when you buy a pre-owned car. And so the Crosstrek, though, comes with Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive system, which is the very best all-wheel drive system out there right now. It's been proven, so you have plenty of adventures in the snow with the Crosstrek. Powering this one is a 2-liter horizontally opposed 4-cylinder boxer engine, of course, 152 horsepower. And with 152 horsepower and the size of this, it's slightly underpowered, I will be honest, but you do have the ultimate freedom with that best all-wheel drive system in existence today. You can expect to find a Crosstrek with roughly 60 to 90,000 miles for under $10,000. Then coming in at number 6 on my list being the Kia Soul. And so above average reliability for most years according to Consumer Reports. And the best part about the Soul and reason why it beats all the others on my list so far is you can find 2018 model years for under 10 grand. Which means you have the factory bumper-to-bumper warranty left over because Kia's warranty is 5 years, 60,000 miles on the bumper-to-bumper. They of course won't transfer that excellent powertrain warranty to the second owner, but they will for the bumper-to-bumper warranty though. And so if you get a 2018, you still have that for what, 3 years at this point. I'm making this video in 2020. Also with the Kia Soul, you have awesomely vibrant colors available. It is a spunky little car, and you guys know how I love bright colors, hence my own car. Most Kia Souls are going to be equipped with a 1.6 liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder producing roughly 130 horsepower, with that power being sent to the front wheels. And again, for a 2018 model year Kia Soul, you can expect to find them with anywhere from 40 to 80,000 miles for under $10,000. So that's a really good deal there too. Then coming in at number 5 on my list being the Mazda MX-5 Miata. And so I don't know about you guys, but these things look like mini Dodge Vipers to me, especially in the older years, which is a good thing. And I've driven and reviewed these as well, and they are insanely fun to drive. Very easy and fun to drive standard 6-speed manual that comes with the Miata as well. And of course, well above average and really near perfect reliability by Consumer Reports. You almost can't beat these things. Power plant is going to come from a 2-liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder, and depending upon the year, it's going to produce anywhere from 116 to 181 horsepower. You can get them in an automatic, although the 6-speed manual is going to be more enjoyable. And once again, like the fit, it does feel like a go-kart, but with even better handling, which is why they are often raced on the circuit track as well. And they're convertible, so you have that more intimate feeling going through the back roads perhaps. But you can expect to find an MX-5 Miata with 30 to 60,000 miles for under $9,000 right now, and that's a beautiful thing. Coming in at number 4 on my list being the Hyundai Elantra. And so for this one, I just wanted to look at the 2017 model year and newer, because before 2017, styling wasn't exactly on point for me. And honestly, 2017 and newer offers you plenty of options for under that 10 grand price range anyway. So like Kia, Hyundai does give you that transferable 5-year, 60,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty. And power plant is going to come from a 2-liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder producing 147 horsepower paired up with a 6-speed automatic. And best part about this, you can find Hyundai Elantras in the 2017 year and newer for very low mileage for under 10 grand. Expect to find them with roughly 20,000 to 40,000 miles for under $9,000. That's a heck of a deal for a Hyundai Elantra, where you get the transferable bumper to bumper warranty as well. Then coming in at number 3 on my list being, of course, the Toyota Corolla. And so legendary reliability comes with the Corolla. We all know this. I don't have to quote any particular publication to substantiate that. Power plant is going to be a 1.8 liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder coming with approximately 128 horsepower, manual or automatic transmissions available. And although the Corolla isn't as much fun to drive as some of the other options on my list, it is still a great deal and it is insanely reliable. And so you can expect to find a pre-owned Toyota Corolla with roughly 20 to 40,000 miles on it for under $8,000. Then number 2 on my list being, of course, the Honda Civic. And once again, legendary reliability, at least for the naturally aspirated engines, the VTEC engines, before they started turbocharging their Honda Civics, of course. And I've personally owned 3 of these Honda Civics. They're pretty fun to drive, definitely more enjoyable than the Corolla in my personal opinion. Power is going to come from a 1.8 liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder VTEC engine, approximately 140 horsepower. You can get them in a manual or you can get them in an automatic, of course. Mine went over 200,000 miles. My top Civic went roughly 230,000 miles before I ended up trading it in. Still kept running, of course. Not only that, you can get them in coupe or sedan if you wanted to, and they're extremely easy to work on. Anytime any of my batteries ever went dead, I just got somebody else to drive me to like Napa Auto Parts. I bought a battery and I installed it in probably less than 20 minutes. They're super easy to work on, so that's a plus too. You can find a Honda Civic with roughly 30 to 40,000 miles for under $10,000. And so now for number 1 on my list, and the first car I have ever owned, so there's absolutely no bias here whatsoever, being the Acura RSX, or Honda Integra if you're in Japan. And so the RSX is a super fun car to drive. It's super easy to modify as well. There's so many modifications available for the RSX if you wanted to. I will say the trade-off with this one is they are kind of hard to find at this point because so many people took them over 200,000 miles and then they're kind of done after that, to the point where nobody else is going to want to buy them. But at the same time, they're still insanely cheap right now with well above average reliability. According to Consumer Reports, once again, you can get them with either a base model or the Type S version. Either one is under $10,000 at this point. Power is made from a 2-liter naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder. You get 160 horsepower with the base model, 201 horsepower with the Type S, 5-speed manual or 5-speed automatic if you went with the base. However, that Type S will give you a 6-speed manual, and they do have excellent handling as well. That's definitely a benefit to this one. And as far as the mileage goes, if you wanted to go with the Type S, you could find them with roughly 90 to 200,000 miles for under 10 grand. If you went with the base RSX, you can find them again with roughly 90 to 200,000 miles for under 6 grand. And again, the reason why the mileage is so high on this particular car is because they easily last over 200,000 miles. They're insanely reliable. So that's really the mileage that you can find them with these days, if you can find them at all. And so, but that is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen there if you like. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews. That is what we do here on this channel, after all, primarily. Do appreciate you guys watching though, more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.